This ABC15 Flash Briefing is sponsored by Sanderson Ford. All roads lead to Sanderson Ford.
Hello, I'm Jordan Bonke with your top stories from ABC15 Arizona. A Valley House of Horrors. A Chandler woman is accused of animal abuse and neglect after dozens of dogs were found in unhealthy living conditions at her home. We want to warn you, these are some extremely graphic details. April McLaughlin is accused of animal neglect and cruelty. She's now facing 55 counts of animal neglect and animal cruelty. Newly filed court documents show many of the dogs had bandages, no access to water, open wounds, and visible sickness. Investigators say 5 additional puppies were found dead in McLaughlin's freezer. The Humane Society now has custody of all 55 dogs so that they can get medical attention and care.
I've never smelled anything like that before. The smell was awful. And the sound of the barking dogs. Now I know those dogs were in there screaming and crying. We just knew it was a lot. We just had no idea how many.
There's more to this. McLaughlin is also facing a felony count of a vulnerable adult abuse after officials discovered her elderly mother was also living at home with little to no ability to leave. Documents state that she received little amount of food over the past 3 years, some from the same freezer with those dog carcasses. Switching gears, the city of Phoenix now has until November 4th to clean up a homeless encampment known as The Zone. A new court ruling Wednesday giving that deadline after an ongoing legal battle that started in August of 2022. 475 people are still living in the downtown area. Business owners we spoke with who helped sue the city are emotional over the news.
How are you feeling reading that order today?
First time I read through it, it kind of brought me to tears because we've been working a long time, on getting the city to realize what they've created.
And the city says they're disappointed by the ruling, telling ABC15 they're reviewing it and exploring legal options. And the Department of Transportation in Arizona is seeking feedback from drivers on whether they should raise the speed limit along a portion of I-17. Right now, between the split and Peoria Avenue, the speed is 55 miles per hour. A change could put that limit at 65 miles per hour. And this comes after the passage of Senate Bill 1102, requiring the minimum speed limit be 65 miles per hour on any interstate highway in Maricopa County. If you'd like to weigh in, you can by clicking on our website. We'll include a link to ADOT's survey on ABC15.com. And some University of Phoenix students are set to have their student loans forgiven after being misled by an ad campaign. The U.S. Department of Education says the national campaign falsely represented a partnership with thousands of companies, promising students hiring preferences. Affected students will be notified next month. Now looking ahead, if you're flying in or out of Sky Harbor Airport on a red eye on Wednesday, you might want to plan ahead. The SkyTrain will be out for maintenance from Wednesday at 11 p.m. to Thursday at 5 a.m. Bus shuttles will, however, be available during this time. And you have less than a week to give your input on a proposed bike and pedestrian bridge in Tempe. The 7-mile-long bridge would be over the Union Pacific Railroad near Apache McClintock. The last day to give feedback is September 28th on the City of Tempe's website.
The best part about having the bike is about the wind that you feel when you ride it.
That's Sophia. She's just one of the many kids that's received a bike from St. Vincent de Paul. But kids like Sophia wouldn't have a bike without help from the good people like you. Right now, ABC15 is teaming up with St. Vincent de Paul and Earnhardt Auto Centers for our Second Chance Bike Drive. Now through the end of September, you can donate your old bike at any Earnhardt dealership or by donating money to help refurbish bikes. For all the details at abc15.com/bike or scan the QR code on your screen.
Happy Sunday. I'm Nohe Graff with your most accurate forecast. We are going to get hotter today. We're looking to hit the century mark once again. Our average for this time of year is 98, so we're still fairly close, and at least we're not in record territory pushing 110 like we were back in 2002. As we move through the afternoon, we're starting off in the 60s and 70s. We'll be in the 80s by 10, holding off the 90s until lunchtime, and then the upper 90s by 2 o'clock, peaking right around 4 or 5 o'clock this afternoon. Across the rest of the state, more 90s to our south from Casa Grande through Tucson and into Safford. Triple digits from Gila Bend out west to Yuma, and will come close to the century mark in the lower Colorado River Valley. 80s for the central portion of the state, and then along the rim, we're in the 70s from the Grand Canyon through Show Low and even up through Window Rock. Triple digits will stick around the valley here for the next 7 days as we stay dry, but the 90s do look to return by next weekend, and our overnight lows will be in the 70s. And up north, mornings are getting real cold in the 30s.
For the latest headlines, weather, and traffic, head to abc15.com or download the free ABC15 mobile app.
This ABC15 Flash Briefing is sponsored by Sanderson Ford. All roads lead to Sanderson Ford.